Alaikum and a very good morning to you all. I hope you guys are doing very well today and I hope you had a wonderful weekend and you're ready to start your week with me, Muhammad on World this morning. We have a very interesting show for you. Unfortunately, no Shazad because he is at the inauguration today, which is taking place, and we will be highlighting that throughout the day on PTV World, so do stay tuned. Today we've got an important day. This weekend was a really important weekend. As you know, from the beginning we've tried to highlight social issues and environmental issues, and actually on Sunday, 5th of June, it was a World Environment Day, and the theme for that was Go Wild for Life. They're trying to promote and increase awareness about having zero tolerance for the illegal wildlife trade industry, because it's actually destroying a lot. Having a lot of negative repercussions on a lot of things. For example, the economy, and lots of other things as well as the economy. But I've got so many points I want to highlight. But basically, highlighting this is very important because within Pakistan, we have certain species, we have certain animals, we have certain wildlife, which is actually on the verge of extinction. And actually, there are some species that have actually disappeared from the map, and this is something that needs to be highlighted because it affects the biodiversity, it affects the world, and it affects the whole the ecosystem of the place as well. So we're going to be highlighting what the situation is within Pakistan. And just before we started, one of our guests was telling me that there are 15 species on the list which are on the verge of extinction, and much loved animals that we all know. For instance, like the snow leopard and so on. Throughout the world, there have been a lot of species that are going extinct. For example, the Javan rhino in 2011 went extinct from Vietnam. We had the western black rhinos; they disappeared from Cameroon, and then also the great apes have gone from Gambia and a lot of other places. So this is having an effect on our quality of life, on the quality of the world, and we're going to discuss how it's having an effect and what is Pakistan doing in order to raise its awareness. So for that, we've been joined by some wonderful guests in the studio, very apt for the topic. We've been joined by Mr. Irfan Tariq. He is the Director General of the Environment for Ministry of Climate Change. Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Besides Mr. Tariq, we've been joined by Mr. Syed Kutab. He is the Chief Executive of PIDRA, which is the Pakistan Institute for Environment, Development, Action and Research. Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Thank you for joining us on a very important day.
Happy to be here.
Besides Mr. Ayub, we've been joined by Huma. She is the Public Relations Officer for the Ministry of Climate Change. Assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Walaikum salam, thank you very
much.
And
I apologize, I seem to be getting sick all of a sudden and my nose is all blocked, but I will try to be as clear as possible. But I will start with you, Mr. Tariq. Today is World Environment Day. The theme is very important. Why is it important for Pakistan to be aware of what happened?
Well, thank you very much for inviting me. Since I work for the Ministry of Climate Change, which is the prime institution working for environment and climate change in Pakistan, this is a sort of a very important day for us. World Environment Day is celebrated on 5th of June every year, and since environment is such an important issue, it has impact on economy, on sociology, on every sphere of life. Considering its importance, the United Nations decided to celebrate this day on 5th of June every year.
Yes.
This year's theme is illegal trade of the wildlife species we have. Wildlife species have a very important role to play in any ecological system. In Pakistan also, our ecological system also demands the role of these wildlife species. If they get out of race, this will have a very negative impact on the whole ecological system. So considering Pakistan, this is an issue of extreme importance to us. We want to protect our wildlife, we want to protect our fauna and flora, so that it keeps our ecological system in a very healthy
Okay, I'm going to ask you what policies the government have taken in regards to protect the fauna and flora. But before we move on to what is actually happening on ground level, let me speak to Mr. Ayub. What is the situation in regards to the illegal wildlife trade, in regards to the animals that are going extinct, the animals that are being targeted? What's happening? Tell us.
Globally, it is a big issue indeed. As you pointed out, there are elephants being made extinct because of their tusks. In Pakistan, it is also an issue. There is illegal trade in falcons. There is illegal trade in animal parts. We need to look at it and we need to control it. And we do have, we are a party to the international CITES, the Treaty for Prevention of Illegal Trade.
Wonderful. So what exactly is PIDRA doing in regards to this?
PIDRA is an environmental education place. We raise awareness with children on these issues, and I have some posters from
we will discuss that later. First, we want to discuss
yes,
today. So we will highlight what activities you're taking in regards to raise awareness. But in regard, why is it important that PIDRA has taken this on and they're realizing that this is an issue that they need to highlight?
Well, if we don't educate our children, then we won't have a future.
Okay.
And this is an important issue to raise with the children. And the theme this year is actually asking them to be much more than aware. It's actually asking them to go wild for life, to take action for life. And we're very happy that in these 25 years that we and other organizations have been working on environmental education. There is a wonderful response to the children we've reached out to.
Wonderful. Now, before the break, you were actually telling me about the amount of species that are being put on the list. So tell us more of, I want to get more information about what is happening within Pakistan. So let me move back to Mr. Irfan. As pointed out before before we started the show, 15 species on the list. More are somehow already extinct. So what is happening? Which animals do we need to look after? Which wildlife do we need to care for? What is happening? Tell us.
As you said in your earlier remarks, we have species which are getting extinct in Pakistan. So one of them is the snow leopard. And currently snow leopard in our region is found in 12 countries. And we as the government of Pakistan is doing whatever it can, and we are chairing a group of countries, 12 group of countries which are looking for this snow leopard. Similarly, we have got bears and other animals. We're just trying to keep them in the breed so that they can breed. One of them is vultures as well. So there are different number of species which we are trying to promote for breeding and to keep them healthy.
Okay, wonderful. So now going forward, Mr. Ayub, you said that you deal with the children. So tell us, what are the activities that you do with children in regards to raising awareness?
3 things. Children have to be taught about the environment, the kinds of things we are talking now, what species are endangered, what is their importance in the ecosystem, how the ecosystem is threatened, but also for the environment, to develop values and habits, to conserve, to manage resources. And finally, field trips so that they are in the environment.
So how are you reaching these children to get out to them, to teach them about the environment?
We take them to Raval Lake.
No, but how do you reach the children?
We go out to schools, schools go out to schools, so we make master trainers go out to other trainers. Yes, it's a small program, but with Allama Iqbal Open University, we hope to reach out to the mass of teachers and are developing a teacher training curricula.
Wonderful. So now let me bring Huma, sorry. It's Monday. I'm sorry. So let me bring you into the conversation. It's a very important day because this illegal trade does affect the economies as well of the country. So in Pakistan, why is it important to actually raise awareness on such a day?
Actually, first of all, it's very important to bring the awareness among the students to make them understand that this is a big issue first
Okay.
of all. For this purpose our ministry we conducted a painting competition in which almost 131 students from all over Pakistan participated. And here I would like to share one small story of that painting competition. When I was conducting that competition, a girl from Gwadar called me and she asked me about what are the particulars of this competition and what are the rules and regulation, all that stuff. And I told that girl that I don't know how would be this competition and what kind of the paintings I am going to get. But one thing that my first purpose, that was the awareness that has been achieved, because you are calling from Gwadar for such a far off place and you are a girl and you are calling me.
Yeah.
So that's my first purpose has been achieved. So first of all we have to make the students and the public that this is the issue and this is the combined responsibility. It's not only the government responsibilities. This issue is such a burning topic and affecting the Pakistan, whether it's an economy, whether it's a social life. We all need to take the collective efforts to combat this issue.
Absolutely. And with that, we're actually going to share a video with all of our viewers. So let's go take a look at it and see what it's about. And when you come back, we'll continue our conversation to see how people within Pakistan can play their role. Stay tuned. Okay, so that was just a little visual for you, just to let you know, visually what's happening, what's the situation on World Environment Day. But now let's get back to the conversation. Mr. Tariq, you said that the government have taken a lot of policies. They're taking an interest in preserving the wildlife, the fauna and the flora. What are the specific policies that have been introduced in the last year or so in regards to this aspect?
Well, thank you very much for this question. Putting this in context, we conducted an exercise about a couple of years back, and we calculated the total cost of environmental degradation to our economy.
Okay.
And it is a couple of years back, and it was at that time 365 billion rupees a year.
Okay.
365 billion rupees a year, which is exactly 1 billion rupees a day. And it did not count the cost because of wildlife, the cost occurring because of wildlife loss. Yeah, it is huge now. It is huge. So the government decided to address this issue, and we have got a couple of policy documents. Number one is the National Climate Change Policy, which was approved by the Cabinet. We are into implementing this climate change policy. This is holistic and it contains forestry, wildlife, everything which impacts climate change. Apart from that, we have National Environment Policy, which is very specific in terms of environment. Now we are into developing our National Forest Policy, which is more into the green areas of environment.
Okay.
This is in a draft stage, and inshallah would be approved very soon.
Okay, and just on layman kind of question, because obviously you're working from behind the scenes. Even when you look, when you're driving around Islamabad, you've seen, even on immediate at your doorstep, you've seen a decline in the care or the kind of preservation of the wildlife and the forestry and the trees. Half the trees, also because of the storm, a lot of them broke. So, I mean, are we doing anything to kind of make up for the damage we've already done? Because we can talk about making policies, but until they're implemented, what's the point?
Yeah, to address this issue, last week the Prime Minister approved a Green Pakistan program.
Great.
Which is primarily to implement the agreement which we had last December in Paris, which is called the Paris Agreement for Climate Change.
Yes.
And this specific allocation of 1 billion rupees is for the green aspect of environment. We are going to have major interventions in forestry, wildlife, forestation, reforestation all over Pakistan. It's going to be provinces, the federal government, all together. So I think this is a major step to address environment
Absolutely,
issues.
and it's so good to hear that everyone is going to be involved in that. So now let me ask you, Mr. Ayub, in regards to the activities. So you had a competition as well. So can you tell us about this?
Well, these are 13 posters prepared by school children on going wild for life. And here is one of a Marco Polo sheep, which is vulnerable. But there are also species that don't come on the common map, like the mouse.
Okay, we need to hold it up. Okay, it's very bright.
Yes, okay, can you see it? Oh, it's the Balochistan field mouse.
You need to put it towards this camera, not the TV screen.
Sorry.
And if you tilt it this way,
yes.
tilt it. Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And here is a branded eagle ray, and the child has made a lot of effort.
You need to tilt it down. Yes, there we go.
A lot of effort in making this.
Yes, we have. They're wonderful drawings.
Yes, they're only children from class 2 to class 7. So they're small children.
Class 2 to class 7.
Yes.
Wonderful. I can't.
Markhor.
This is Markhor.
Yes, and the Asian black bear. The brown bear is also at risk. And
there's also a documentary about the brown bear as well.
Yes, indeed. But species.
Okay, you're going too fast. Okay. Let's slow down.
All right.
Okay, no. Lift.
Yes.
Pass that
all
to
right.
me.
This is the vulture,
Yeah.
And because of our bad habits of giving medicine to cattle, this is at risk.
Okay.
Okay,
now tell us, because you teach the children.
Yes.
So you must know why these animals are at risk now.
For various reasons.
Okay. So let's highlight some of these reasons.
Yes.
So you just mentioned about the bill vulture.
Yes.
So now let's talk about the other animals we've seen as well, which
hunting, yes, trade also.
Okay.
But mainly habitat destruction.
Right.
The saddest thing is that the children have not been able to paint the western tragopan, which we are down in Pakistan to the last 900.
Wow, okay.
Maybe 100 breeding pairs. It's a beautiful bird in Palas, in Kohistan. And it's neither a partridge nor a pheasant. In fact, there isn't a name in Urdu for it. It's so rare.
Right.
In Hindi, it's Juju Rana, the king of birds.
Wow.
The children haven't been able to paint it because, yes, we are losing things so fast.
Okay.
So many reasons. But I would say at the bottom, it's human activity, ever expanding, ever becoming more extensive in its reach.
Right.
The fact that there is now more plastic in the world's oceans by weight than all of sea fish. The fact that our human bodies have now more industrial nitrogen in us, urea, than natural nitrogen.
Okay. So now these things are all very negative. It's not good. So how do we fix this?
We fix it with working with the children, and we teach them cooperation, coordination, love for their neighbors near and far.
Okay. Now, okay, so it's very good that, you know, there are organizations working on this, and that's fantastic. But, you know, we still see that, you know, even a few years down the line, there isn't as much of a drive as maybe there should be in regards for changing, you know, habits and behaviors. For example, let me ask you, Mr. Tariq, that, you know, we see there's more plastic. We know that's bad for the environment. We know this is bad. This is, you know, there are certain habits that we have. Are there any policies in place to kind of change maybe how businesses are practicing, or, you know, these kind of regulations?
Yes, there are a number of steps, but let me just reflect on the previous question you just asked, Kutab Saab.
Yes.
Awareness is a continuous process, you see, and the Ministry of Climate Change is in this process. We continuously engage with, especially with students, because students are supposed to be agents of change.
Yes.
We had an event yesterday. It was day before yesterday, on 4th. On the World Environment Day in rural Islamabad. We went to a school, all our ministry, we went to a school in rural Islamabad.
Wonderful.
And we had a full 3 or 4 hours session there where we engaged with students, and just to trying to raise awareness and just trying to know what good they know and what we can tell them. So this is a continuous process, and we must engage in this process.
Okay. How was the reaction? So when you were asking them what they know, and so did they know enough?
I think they knew a lot.
Okay.
They knew a lot. They just need an enabling environment with, and this is now where I would like to connect to your first question. How do they go about without using plastic? So this is where we told them that they need to carry a handbag with them instead of a plastic bag in the shop, and that's where we engage with the industry. We are asking industry to use biodegradable plastic bags.
Okay,
so
wonderful.
in Islamabad, there are a number of stores now using oxidegradable plastic bags, or they are promoting biodegradable plastic bags, because plastic is, as Kutab Sab said, is one of the major environmental hazards in Pakistan.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how, and in a similar way, we are trying to engage with industry, asking them to use environmentally safe industrial processes, industry which has low emissions, industry which is water efficient, and which can promote environment.
Okay, wonderful. Yes, please.
Here I would like to add few things. Normally for a common man, climate change is considered as a natural disaster. They cannot relate it, that is, this is the unsustainable development of the human beings that cause this issue.
Okay.
So in this regard, the ministry is also planning to engage the students in future as well. Currently we are planning to make a climate change art gallery in the ministry. Like we have 3 floors in the ministry, and we are planning to develop it into the art gallery, and we will ask the students to send their creative work and we can place there. And so normally the many delegation visit the ministry, and the partner organization, they do visit there, and so that we can show them to this. And there is another plan that we will implement after the summer vacations, because we got a response from the university and students that at this moment we are having the vacation, so you won't get the response that you want. And that is, we are planning to paint the walls of the schools an area that is related to the environmental themes.
Right, okay.
And that we are planning to do after the summer vacations.
Wonderful. Okay, now that's absolutely fantastic that, you know, everyone's engaging everyone every level and on every platform. But now, you know, I'm just going to bring it down to our own individual level. I'm not the best hiker in the world. I'm going to make a confession. I've still not made it to walk to the top of Manal. And I've been here for 2.5 years, but I will make it to the top. But now one thing that I've seen is that there's a lot of littering. You know, that is also part of this whole process. You know, that's all part of Environment Day. You know, there's this you know, group of people who've started Teach the World. We go there, and I basically started picking up the rubbish just to show the kids. a few weeks later now they're all picking up the rubbish. Once they finish something, they'll throw the wrapper, in a bag. There's less dirt in that immediate environment. How do we now get the schools to get involved? Because when you are walking, even adults, they're littering. So, you said it's a continuous awareness, but surely just apart from awareness, there now needs to be some sort of implementation of some sort of stronger policies maybe, or some sort of accountability for people who litter, like maybe fining or something.
Yeah, all right.
People are going to hate me for saying that, but we need to do something.
Yeah. In the environment and climate change regime, waste is no more a waste. It's a resource. How to get best use of this resource, I think that's where I would ask Kutab Sahab to explain how he's dealing with schools and children.
Yes.
But waste these days is no more waste. We use waste material we have a principle of 3 R's: reuse, recycle and reduce. Number 1 is we try to reduce it, we try to recycle it, reuse it, and then we try to recycle it. There are a number of ways of doing that. We segregate the biological, organic and inorganic waste. We use the organic waste in a different way and organic waste in a different way. It's not a very high-tech science. We just need to change our habits. And how do we change habits? I think that's where the schools and children, and that's where Ayub Sahab comes in.
So yes, tell us, Mr. Ayub.
Yes, all right. Here is an example of a Siberian crane made by school children by recycling and reusing materials.
Okay.
So they've also learnt the 3 R's: reduce use, reuse, and finally dispose with care. Yes, children are quicker learners than adults.
Right.
And they are pleasantly quick to pick up good habits. There is the leadership issue, there is the good example issue, there is the need for us to go out to the trail and pick up the litter with our hands, as you said, so that this demonstrates the good example to children. Policies are very important. They lay the groundwork for this to be shared across the nation. I am not pessimistic. I am hopeful we will meet these challenges when I look at the ingenuity and the creativity of our school children.
Okay, wonderful. That's a very positive. Note. Now, I understand that you take it down to the children and you have to educate them, but there are the youth. They are the people who are going to bring the change and positive changes, because hopefully they would have been taught well.
Under 14 in Pakistan is 1/3 of our population.
Yes, absolutely. So now we actually are running out of time. So I wanted to get some final words. Now, we put a lot on the education system and saying that the youth and the children of this country are the ones that are going to bring about change. However, for the next 10 to 20 years, we are the ones that are in charge to make sure that we pass on something, that they can actually work with. We don't want to cause so much damage. Now, it isn't the children walking on those trails, it's adults. So, you can't then go to the education systems and say, well, the education system needs to fix it. How do we instill these good habits in the adults that are now currently the ones that are throwing rubbish outside the window? They are the ones that are going hunting. The fact that we allow people feel that they can go hunting, kill these endangered animals, and they will get away with it. How are we making sure that these policies are being implemented?
Yeah, all right. So there are primarily three things which the government has done.
Yes.
Number 1, it has created institutions at the federal and provincial levels. That's how we address issues.
Okay.
We have got institutions. We have got institution at the federal level, the Ministry of Climate Change. We've got environment departments, the provincial, and number 2 is the legislation. We've got legislation at the national level. We've got legislation in place at the provincial level. Number 3 is the policy, as we discussed earlier. One more thing which I just missed was national It's a strategy where we change our habits.
Okay.
It's a strategy where children, adults, everybody is made responsible to change its habits, because environment is habits. We change our habits, and that's how we
Yeah.
improve our environment.
Absolutely, great. Okay, we have run out of time. Thank you so much for your time. And, every day is Environment Day, guys. So, just because it was on the 5th of June, it doesn't mean that every day you shouldn't be very aware of what you're doing to the space around you. But anyway, now we're going to go for a short break. And when we go for a short break, we are going to show you a little video. So let's go take a look. And when you come back, we'll be talking about something else. Stay tuned.
Some of the world's most fascinating brasswork originates from the city of Peshawar in the province of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Brasswork involves engraving beautiful patterns and shapes using traditional methods known as Naqshi to describe sketching and Kudai, translated means scraping. Swat is renowned for its woven textiles and embroidered products. While weaving is carried out in many major cities, Swat in particular is a long-established weaving center whose blankets are mentioned even in early Buddhist texts. Swat has also retained its traditional form of embroidery, which is probably the most creative and colorful needle artwork found anywhere in the world. The enchanting arts and crafts of Pakistan.
Assalamualaikum and welcome back, and you are watching World This Morning with me, Muhammad Khatim, and today we are observing World Environment Day, which was actually technically officially yesterday. And now, before the break, we were joined with people from the Ministry of Climate Change. We were joined by people from different organizations who are working in raising awareness and implementing policies in regards to save our wildlife, our fauna and our flora. Now, as all the people who were watching before the break, they would have known is that the Climate Change Ministry and PIDRA, they had competitions. The ministry had a competition, and as Huma said, that they reached across the whole of Pakistan, and they people sent in their paintings from everywhere. And we've actually been joined by 3 of the participants, and first, second, third position participants, and so they were going to talk to them. We're going to ask them where they got their ideas from, why they got involved, and as individuals and youth, are they the people who are going to bring this positive change for us? So we've been joined by Hunza Mutahir. She participated in the competition organized by the Ministry of Climate Change, and she actually came second position. Assalamu alaikum, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. You?
Good, I'm very good, thank you. Besides Hunza, we've been joined by Zunaira Irfan. She actually won the first prize in the competition. Assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Walaikum assalam, good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And besides Zunaira, we've been joined by Nadia Batul, who actually came third in the painting competition. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you for
Good
joining
morning.
us.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to start. Let me see who I'm going to start with. It's a tough one. No, let me start with Zunaira, because you came first in the competition. Tell me, why did you decide to get involved in the competition?
Actually, when Ministry announced that painting competition and shared the theme, there was climate change in Pakistan resilience. So, as you know, I'm not a science student, so I did some research on the topic, and even I took a week in grasping the context of the theme, and then started finding solutions. Then I came to the conclusion that we should promote a friendly and economical relation with nature.
Wonderful.
Through planting trees.
Okay, great. And also, yeah, planting trees. It reminds me of my, of this organization, which I will mention at the end. But no, okay. So we do have the images, but I don't know if we have the images. We'll check. I think we do have them, but
Okay.
there's some issues going on backstage, so we'll try and get that to show you. If not, we'll put it onto our Facebook fan page. Now, okay, let me ask you, Hunza. Are you ready for your question?
Yeah.
Okay, you came second position.
Yes.
What was your inspiration behind your piece?
As our teachers told that we have to transfer the message of environment change, or as main topic is resilience.
Yes.
So I'm trying to give some important facts, like I'm in painting. I'm showing the tree in half. It's a beautiful environment of our nature, Pakistan beauty. And in other side, I've just nowadays terrorism, bomb blast, and showing these things through our painting. That's it. And I'm showing that in Pakistan there's both things.
Yeah, okay, absolutely. And you need to find a balance, correct? Okay, and now let me ask you, Nadia, what was your inspiration behind your piece?
Okay.
And why did you get involved?
Basically, the theme on which we were supposed to make the painting or the poster was about climate change, Pakistan resilience. So the first thing which came in my mind was about why not to paint something about the agriculture, because it is very much important for Pakistan as an agriculture country. So I went through wheat, the major crop of Pakistan. I drew a stalk of wheat, and then through the colors I showed that how if climate changes, how it affects the agriculture of Pakistan. So it was my idea.
Wonderful. Okay, now and a final question before we wrap up. Going forward, because you know all the pressure is on the youth. You know, the youth is going to make the change. The youth is going to take this country forward. Thing is, the youth is still young. Like the youth has a few years left. But going forward, how are you spreading the awareness around your fellow, you know, around your peers that actually, you know, we need to not litter. Don't throw this. You know, let's do something. Are you getting involved in activities?
No, not such.
Oh no, guys, you're supposed to get involved in activities. Okay, now going forward, what are you guys going to do for the environment? Nadia?
As an artist, being an artist, we can express our ideas through our paintings, through our works. We can tell the world, we can give them message that we all are responsible for the environment, and we can.
I think an artist has an incredible
Yeah, you're a
power.
student of art. What are you saying you're not going to get involved? You have your art to do this through. You should use that.
Yes. Actually, I think an artist has an authentic, you can say, power in their brushes and through use the colors.
Okay.
And even an artist can change the perspective of this society as well.
Exactly, and that's what we want from you guys. So
As I am not a fine, I'm in textile designing.
Okay, but you have 2 seconds.
My paintings and patterns like you are wearing, birds flying. This also a climate change perspective.
Okay, awesome. Okay, great. Well, we've actually run out of time, and I had my earpieces are falling out and my earrings are falling out now. But thank you so much for your time, and we will call you back, I'm sure, at some point. And good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. So that was our show today. We were highlighting World Environment Day. It was very important because I also realized they just highlighted my shirt is all about to do with the environment. Yes, it's meant to be. But no, do log on to our Facebook fan page, which is with the name of World This Morning. Twitter page, World This Morning without a G. Daily Motion and YouTube page is World This Morning. And the repeat is at 5 past midnight. At the end of the day, don't litter. Try and take care of the space around you. Every little, you know, if we do a little bit, then combined, it's a big effort. So with that, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you bright and early very soon. Goodbye.